the Central Bank of Nigeria is handling the delivery of sensitive materials to the state on schedule. Our office in Awka is arranging for stakeholders to inspect the materials at the premises of the Central Bank in Awka. As is the case in all elections, the sensitive materials are moved under security escort to each local government area, where they are distributed to the registration areas or wards, and finally to polling units on election day. I urge you to inform your party agents to be present for inspection of the materials at the CBN and to follow the movement of the materials to the various locations should you choose to do so. In addition to meeting the requirements of the law, the presentation of the register is significant for another reason. The Anambra governorship election is the first that voting is taking place in polling units since the recent successful conversion of voting points to polling units arising from the expansion of voter access to the polling units in Nigeria. An additional 1,112 polling units were established in Anambra State, in addition to the existing 4,608 locations. This brings the total number of polling units in the state to 5,720. Voters were encouraged to seize the opportunity of the continuous voter registration exercise to transfer to the new polling units most convenient for them. Many did not do so. This can be partly attributed to the security situation in the state, which has affected the Commission's pre-election outdoor activities, including voter education and sensitization. The voters may also have been more circumspect in asking for transfer to the new polling units. The Commission did not use its powers under Section 42 of the Electoral Act 2010 as amended to allot voters to the new polling units in order to minimize the disruptions that may occur from such a decision in view of the forthcoming governorship election. Consequently, out of the 5,720 polling units in Anambra State, 86, representing 1.5%, have no voters at all. The Commission will not be deploying personnel and materials to these polling units. Furthermore, 894, that is 15.6% of the polling units, have between 1 and 49 voters. Election will hold in these polling units. Even where we have one voter in a polling unit, will deliver personnel and materials to conduct election for that voter. It's the voter's democratic right to vote in election. We will continue to work with all stakeholders to ensure that all polling units have voters allotted to them ahead of the 2023 general election. Meanwhile, in our avowed commitment to transparency, the Commission has compiled a comprehensive list of all the polling units without voters, as well as those having under 50 registered voters. Copies of the list will be made available to all political parties at this meeting.
So far, we have not recorded any untoward case of inter-party headbutts. Even the intra-party misgivings that affected some parties have been managed successfully. This notwithstanding, it has not yielded the desired comfort that will provoke critical mass of electors to go out and vote. Sadly, the gubernatorial candidate for Labour Party in Anambra State, Chief Obiara Agbasimolo, who was kidnapped months back, have not been let off the hook, even with millions paid as ransom by his family and well-wishers to the kidnappers. It is a terrifying situation. In the week, unverified reports across multiplicity of media had it that over several thousands of adult staff recruited for the post are declining to go to the state on account of the high insecurity in the state. We are sure the Commission will address this. Indeed, the 2021 Anambra gubernatorial post has not only been adjudged as the most expensive by credible pollsters with retinue of billionaires in hard currency struggling it out. This equally was validated by the Commission a few days ago, as it attested that it has cost it huge financial and material investment. On the flip side, the journey to this election has been strewn with pallets of uncertainties. Not that the Commission had not prepared enough for it, nor the political parties ill-equipped to participate, but the actions and inaction of non-state actors seem to be throwing spanners in the works, as wanton killings and destruction of property have continued unabated. Truth is that the people of Anambra are scared stiff and have been cowed to stay indoors for the greater part of the days in the last few months. You see this on their faces, you sense this in their air they breathe. You behold fear-stricken population fighting to fend for themselves in the wave of brutal and conscienceless attack on their lives and property. For a proper, well-credentialed poll with complements of acceptable electoral best practices to be held in an environment as this is most unlikely. Electoral polls literature across the globe testify to this. We encourage the Commission to put their best leg forward as we forge ahead for this election.